Hi, Anna.
Happy to have you here.
Thank you so
glad
much.
I caught on you. And please tell us more about you. Where do you work?
Yeah. So, give you meat to the bone. So, I'm from Scotland,
Okay.
from a town called Dundee. Actually, it's a city called Dundee, and I've got 2 kids. Moved out here in Dubai. As you know, UK is not the best living environments to bring up your kids. We thought there was a gap in the market, me and the CEO, and the recruitment process in Dubai is not the best of the best in terms of bringing the right candidates to the organization. Unfortunately, UAE is still lacking behind in how they recruit. They believe in just posting a job on LinkedIn and hoping for the best. Doesn't work like that. So
how do you do it differently?
So how we do it is that we embed ourselves, act as an extension arm. So we embed ourselves into the organization, get to know their core values, their visions, and we will map out their talent insight as well. So we'll headhunt your competitors and bring the right candidates into the organization. So it saves them from rehiring process. So yeah, you can go with a cheap agency and get a poor quality, but how will they retain with you in the long term of things? So that's where we come in and act as a workforce solution provider.
Oh, fantastic.
So we found a gap in the market in the UAE and we thought we'll come out here and let's try it.
How long has it been since you've been doing this?
About 3 years now.
3 years,
3
fantastic.
years.
How has the move been for you? How do you like it from... It's a shift. It's a huge shift.
It's a huge shift. To be honest, when I came out here on my honeymoon, we thought, okay, you know what? It wasn't so crowded, saturated, and we thought, let's look into this a bit more. We did first property investments, did great, and then when the COVID hit, the pandemic, I think the environment in UK wasn't the best.
Yeah.
A lot of racism was starting to happen, being brown skin. We thought, right, okay, my kids weren't doing so good at school. We thought, right, we need to pack our bags and let's make the shift. So,
that's amazing. I always admire, because I grew up in Dubai and I always admire people who make these moves. My co-host is also someone who moved 3 years ago from Russia, and I feel like it's such a big move that you do, especially with the family. I think it's fantastic. I'm sure it's been a positive experience in the last 3 years.
It was, but it was difficult due to the culture change.
Sure.
Not so much for the kids because they're still very young to understand. For me, it was a big cultural change.
Right.
Coming on as a honeymoon, as a holiday maker,
It's very different.
It's completely different. But now the way it's going, the market, as you know, everything is getting more saturated, is increasing the rents.
It's expensive.
Even the taxi costs, for example, everything's increasing.
Right. In terms of work culture, do you feel a shift as well?
So luckily, my employees, they work remotely.
Okay, so it's the same.
Yeah, we don't believe micromanaging, and we give them a task.
They get it done.
Doesn't matter what time you do it, as long as you get it done.
Amazing. What about the businesses you work with over here? Is that is the processes and the way they work a lot different from the UK?
Definitely. Yeah.
In a good way, in a different way.
Give you an example now. A lot of companies that we come across, they have their own internal TA team to find. But yeah, it's great to an extent. We appreciate that you appreciate recruitment.
Sure.
But have you looked at acting as an extension arm, how we can add extra value? Don't look at it as the cost perspective side of things, but look at, okay, how we can add value. Because if you're a startup company, you need to bring the right talent to your organization in order for it to grow.
Absolutely.
If you employ someone poor quality, how can you expect your company to grow? It's
very true.
It's very impossible.
Well, that's interesting. I wish you all the best in it. Now I want to move on to a bit of a personal space.
Sure.
Do you consume podcasts?
I don't consume.
You don't? That's okay.
I'm just trying to think. Actually, yes, Stephen Bartlett.
Stephen Bartlett.
Stephen Bartlett, Diary of CEO, and I met him 2 months ago.
Oh, you did?
I did. I have pictures of him, me shaking his hand.
That's amazing.
I met.
Do you mostly? So I imagine if you listen to Steve Butler, do you mostly consume that on YouTube on video, or have you considered, or do you also consume it on like audio format, moving around?
Mostly YouTube.
Mostly YouTube.
YouTube, yes.
Are you much more of a radio person or more of a Apple Music and Spotify person on the go?
So the radio, being Indian, I listen to BBC Asian Network.
So funny. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
that's my main radio hub I listen to.
When you were moving out from the UK, what was the one thing that wasn't in the manual for you that you wish you had known before?
The cost of living.
Because everyone's like, it's tax-free, so it's cheap. But
Yes. And the kids' tuition fees, how extortionate it is. But I can't comprehend the education level in Dubai as to UK. They are getting the best education they are in
Absolutely.
Dubai.
Yeah, yeah.
The best, yeah.
Yeah. There are like a lot of ups. It is expensive, but there's so many ups of
100%.
moving
I
here.
mean, they've got the best teachers, but yeah, it's the cost of living and the kids' tuition fees.
Okay.
Not cheap.
That's a good one. I guess you wish you had like a guide that told you, okay, this is what you should expect, so you're not gonna
Yeah,
completely shocked,
yeah, I
yeah.
didn't look into that.
That's fine. That's great. So that's for me. Have you ever done anything like this before, like an interview?
No, this
No,
is my
never.
first.
This is your first one. I
This
love
is my
that.
first time.
Okay, let me just.
Not planning to get famous, but hey,
I will make you famous. Why
bless
not?
you. You know, everybody I meet, they always say, "Oh, you should have an Instagram." You know, because I love fashion, I
Yeah.
love beauty. I don't know. I have social media anxiety. I haven't got myself.
I understand
right.
that. Yeah, me too. I don't look at myself again after.
Yeah.
So, funny enough, I asked you some of these questions already. What's something that's often misunderstood about your expertise that companies don't really understand, or they just, like you said initially, right? They think you're more
We're
of a
just an
cost.
agency.
You're just an agency, yeah.
We're just an agency, and we're just there to bombard companies with CVs, but they don't actually check what's behind the scenes, how
Yeah.
we really scrutinize each candidate that applies before handing them to the organization.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah.
And have you found any positive, what is the recent positive feedback you would tell us a company gave you about like a project you did with them or a candidate you gave them?
I think the best rewarding job is placing that candidate, their
it's
dream
more-
job.
Yeah, I
Their
think
dream.
it's more that. Yeah,
That is the most rewarding thing. And the owners or the CEOs come to us and say, do you know what? Thank you, because they've helped us with X, Y, and Z.
fantastic.
Yes.
Well, you don't listen to podcasts. We know this.
Go on, hit me.
Okay, how does your role connect with what's happening at Seamless this year?
So we're targeting all the startup, whether it's digital marketing, whether it's the fintech, AI field, those startup companies that need the help and to bring the right talent to the organization. So we're getting to understand their products, their core visions, their values, and how we can add extra value to their team.
Amazing. That's fantastic. Well,
Yeah.
I wish you luck.
Thank you so
It was
much.
so nice meeting you.
Same
Thank
here.
you so much for
Thank
taking
you
this
so
chance
much.
on me.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, pleasure.